Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Rev It Up podcast, episode number 16. A driver for number 16, Tyler Bruning, out of Decorah, the Super Late Model Skyline Motorsports number 16. Number 16 already, my word, that's hard to believe. In this episode of Rev It Up, we'll go over local racing results from Fayette County, Chateau, Fairmont, Jackson Motorplex, Mississippi Thunder, Chateau, all the Friday night tracks, Deer Creek on Saturday, Hamilton County, and on Sunday, the Northern Lights visited the Mason City Motor Speedway, and then we'll go over as well national tours such as the Lucas Oil Late Model and the World of Outlaws, and maybe even look at some summer nationals. So let's get into Rev It Up now. Are you looking for speed on the track? Well, I have a solution for you, and that solution is Ragex. Get a hold of Harley Dice or Jake Tim today. They make B mods and A mods, and the best thing about Ragex is they don't just give you your car and send you off. They give you technical support with everything you need, and they're racers too. They'll help you throughout the season. So find your speed with Ragex chassis. You can find them at Ragex on Facebook. Long ways out from now, folks, but put on your calendar, September 6th, the Tri-State Late Models will invade the Cresco Speedway along with the USRA Modifieds Racing for $1,000 to win. That's all at the Cresco Speedway, and racing along with them are other USRA classes racing for national points. That's all at the fastest track in Northeast Iowa. See you at the races. World of Outlaw Late Model results from the State Line Speedway for the Briggs Memorial in Bustye, New York. Dalton Wilson, Big Perm, picking up his first World of Outlaw victory. Behind him is Zach Mitchell, now driving the 22 Star out of Henry, South Carolina, finishing second. Nick Hoffman out of Mooresville, North Carolina, coming home third. Dave Hess Jr. out of Waterford, Pennsylvania, coming home fourth. The smooth operator, his streak came to an end, finishing fifth. Ryan Gustin out of Marshalltown, Iowa, coming in sixth, up 4 positions. Dennis Erb Jr. out of Carpentersville, Illinois, will finish in seventh, up 4 positions. Tyler Erb out of New Waverly, Texas, will finish in eighth, up 4 positions. Finishing ninth out of Richmond, Indiana, will be the 20 TC of Tristan Chamberlain, falling 2 positions to finish ninth. And rounding out the top 10 will be the 19 of Dustin Sorensen. Summer national results from I-96. Rusty Schlink with the win. Tanner English in second, and Jason Figger coming in third. Rusty Schlink up 4 positions, pounding the cushion on the top side for the win at 96. For the first time, Rusty Schlink picks up a summer national win in 16 seasons. Lucas Oil Late Models invade the Hawkeye State for one night, Thursday night this week. Brandon Shepard from New Berlin, Illinois, up 1 position to pick up the win. Devin Moran, hot on his heels in second, out of Dresden, Ohio, to up 4 positions to finish second. Brandon Overton will lead half the race, but falls a third. Max Blair out of Centerville, Pennsylvania, will finish fourth, up 3 positions. Ricky Thornton Jr. will fall 1 spot to fifth. Brian Shirley up 3 spots to sixth. Carson Ferguson out of Lincoln, North Carolina, will fall 4 to 7th. And Kyle Bronson out of Braden, Florida, will finish 8th. Chad Simpson from Mount Vernon, Iowa, will go up 2 to finish 9th. And rounding out the top 10 will be Chris Simpson from Oxford, Iowa, up 8 to finish 10th. Thursday night results from the Jackson Motorplex. Parker Anderson out of Welcome in the Grand Meadow Speed Lab at number 47P, up 3 positions to pick up the win. Dustin Bronson out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, up 4 spots to come home second. Jeremy Wagner from Grettinger, Iowa, in the 7JO, up 2 spots to finish third. Landon Crone out of Hartford, South Dakota, will finish fourth. Nick Brady out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, will finish fifth. Travis Dan out of Hartford, South Dakota, will finish sixth. And Brian Scher from Gardner, Iowa, up 3 spots to finish seventh. Bryant Johnson out of Grettinger, Iowa, up 6 spots to finish eighth. Cameron Jones out of Rock Rapids, Iowa, will finish ninth. And rounding out the top 10 is Brock Hamrack from Hills, Minnesota, up 3 spots. USRA stock cars picking up the win is Colby Clausen from Little Rock, Iowa. Behind him is Gavin Bussinger from Grenada, up 2 spots to finish second. Levi Vanderriede from Harrisonburg, South Dakota, will finish third. And Daniel Ekblad from St. Peter, Minnesota, up 10 spots to finish fourth. Derek Green from Grenada, Minnesota, up 4 spots to finish 5th. And Levi Feltman from Jackson, Minnesota, will fall 1 to finish 6th. Travis Shipman from Mason City will finish 7th. Andrea McCain from South Haven, Minnesota, will finish 8th. Rodney Schweizer from Kansas City, Kansas, will finish 9th. And Luke Sadoff from Jackson, Minnesota, will round out the top 10. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series results. Dylan McCowan from Urbana, Missouri, the hometown kid, picking up the win at Lucas Oil Speedway, up 2 positions to get the win. Josh Rice from Crittington, Kentucky, coming home 2nd. And the Superman, Jonathan Davenport, coming in 3rd. Chase Younghans from Manhattan, Kansas, coming in 4th. And Hudson O'Neill from Martinsville, Indiana, up 6 spots to come home 5th. Garrett Albertson from Las Cruces, New Mexico, up 11 to come in 6th. And Brandon Overton from Evans, Georgia, up 3 to get 7th. Brian Shirley from Chatham, Illinois, will finish 8th. And Tyler Bruning from Decorah, Iowa, the Rockman, will finish 9th. Daniel Hilsebeck will round out results from the Chateau Speedway. Picking up the win in the B-Mont is Brandon Jensen. Michael Johnson coming in 2nd. Jackson Hale out of Grand Meadow coming in 3rd. Jamie Hiller up 6 spots out of Waseca coming in 4th. Riley Grinstead coming in 5th. Noah Grinstead coming in 6th. And Dan Wheeler up 7 spots to get 7th. Cody Giles out of Oakdale, Minnesota, coming in 8th. Kyle Kleschka out of Austin coming in 9th. And Michael White-Taskey out of Heartland will finish 10th. Picking up the USRA stock car win will be Brady Williamson. Stacy Kronberg out of Walters coming in 2nd. Travis Shipman out of Mason City will come home 3rd, up 5 spots. Cole Lonergan out of Dexter will come home 4th. Ross Spitzer out of Blooming Prairie will come home 5th. Mike Miner out of New Richmond will come home 6th. B.J. Ducey out of Fairmont will come home 7th. Andrew Eichens out of Teopia, Minnesota, will come home 8th. Greg Jensen will come home 9th. And Brett Holland will round out the top 10. Jacob Munson picks up the USRA Hobby Stock win for, I believe they said, one of his first career wins. Jason Newkirk out of Austin, Minnesota, will come home 2nd. Andy Kronberg out of Bryceland, Minnesota, will come home 3rd. Brady Kronberg out of Walters will come home 4th, up 4 spots. And Terry Kwan from Cresco up 4 spots to get 5th. Michael Wick out of Faribault, Minnesota, will come home 6th. Max Schumacher out of Maiden Rock, Wisconsin, up 3 spots to finish 7th. Caden Merton out of Hallandale, Minnesota, up 4 spots to finish 8th. And Caitlin Paulson up 6 spots to finish 9th. And Gavin Bartell will round out the top 10. Eco Mod results. Tony Holm up 4 spots to pick up the win. Dustin Freddy from Grand Meadow coming home 2nd. Daryl Hanka from Warramongo, Minnesota, coming home 3rd. Ray Hastings coming home 4th. Nick Neishis coming home 5th. Tryon Freezy from Zambroda coming home 6th. Bentley Ramsey from Faribault coming home 7th. And Braden Batterson will come home 8th in the 119, up 2 positions. Now moving on to the Fairmont Raceway results. USRA Modified results. Lyle Sathoff picking up the win. Taylor Ozarut 2nd. Dustin Weirdfeld out of Fairmont 3rd. Ron Garrison Jr. 4th. USRA Hobby Stock results. Jeremy Wagner will pick up the win. Tyler Crimmins out of Fort Dodge will come home 2nd. Jonathan Hines out of Winnebago, Minnesota, will come home 3rd. And Parker Anderson up 2 spots to get 4th. Brian Johnson out of Grettinger will finish 5th. And Craig Fowler out of Ledyard, Iowa, will finish 6th. And Brody Adams will finish 7th. Ty Griffith out of Blairsburg picks up the USRA B-Mod victory. Jared Brosinger out of Waseca, Minnesota, he'll come up 10 positions to finish 2nd. Clay Beamer out of Fairmont will finish 3rd. Jake Richards out of Lansing, Kansas, will finish 4th. Jacob Corky out of Fairmont, Minnesota, will finish 5th. Leah Reitzel out of Burt, Iowa, will finish 6th. Slade Fitzgerald out of Sherburne, Minnesota, will finish 7th. Jason Protnick out of Zernberg, Minnesota, will finish 8th. Randy Winter out of Winnebago, Minnesota, will finish 9th. And Kylie Beamer out of Fairmont, Minnesota, will round out the top 10. Picking up the Ironman stock car win will be Luke Saloff out of Jackson. Coming in 2nd will be Derek Green out of Grenada, Minnesota. Chance Larson up 3 positions to get 3rd. And Justin Custer will finish 4th. Gavin Bussinger out of Grenada will finish 5th, up 3 spots. And Jalen Wettengill out of Topeka, Kansas, will finish 6th. Miles McHale will finish 7th, and Todd Staley will finish 8th. Brock Badger 9th. Rodney Schweizer up 3 spots to finish 10th. Mississippi Thunder results. Caden Helly from Gardnerville picking up the win up 5 spots. Dakota Croning out of Cochrane coming in 2nd. Colby Gopel from Britt, Iowa coming on 3rd. Trevor Krause from Minnesota City coming on 4th. The doorman, Dane Curran, will come on 5th. And Ryland right behind him coming in 6th. Carter Johns Garlick will finish 7th, and Oliver Munson will finish 8th. Steve Dwyer will finish 9th, and Dan V will round out the top 10. Picking up the B-Mod victory will be Shadow Kishner in his Wissota car, and behind him will be the 2187H of Harley Dice out of Winona. Taylor Skauge out of Caledonia, Minnesota, up 4 spots to come home 3rd, and Eric Cans out of Winona will finish 4th. Nathan Butterfield out of Galesville, Wisconsin will come home 5th, and Dennis Dunbar out of Winona will finish 6th. Mason Stockhausen out of Minnesota City will finish 7th, and Mike and Iverson out of Galesville up 4 spots to finish 8th. Billy Steinberg out of Utica, Minnesota will finish 9th, up 5 spots, and Josh Elsing out of St. Charles, Minnesota will finish 10th. Braden Jerry picking up the USRA stock car victory. Behind him is Danny Cole out of Lansing, Iowa. Braden Brower out of Yoda coming home 3rd, and Levi Sand out of Caledonia will come home 4th. Jake James out of Winona coming home 5th, and Casey Kelsch out of Caledonia will come home 6th. Phil Weiher out of Galesville, Wisconsin will come home 7th, and Bill Schreeder out of Hastings, Minnesota will round out the field in 8th. Moving on to Fayette County, picking up the win in the USRA Tuners will be Landon Bruce. Behind him will be Dylan Reilly. Nolan Lurch will finish 3rd. Perry Kessel out of Cresco up 3 spots to finish 4th. Dalton Fells out of Kelmer will finish 5th. And Gentry Brever will finish 6th. Landon Johnson 7th. And Tom Kessel will finish 8th. USRA Hobby Stock results look like Daryl Moss out of West Union up 2 spots to pick up the win. Max Jones out of Waterville will come home 2nd. Junior Boyer out of Kelmer up 2 spots to get 3rd. And Adam Spiker out of Fredericksburg, Iowa will finish 4th. Ryan Cooks out of Ionia, Iowa will finish 5th. And Chance Hillman out of Waukon will finish 6th. Aaron Klumpy out of Cedar Rapids will finish 7th, and Corey Fells out of Kelmer will finish 8th. Trevor Mitz out of Claremont will finish 9th, and Josh Harms will round out your top 10 runners. Kevin Donlan's your USRA stock car winner. Dylan Schur from Jessup will come home 2nd. Taylor Donlan up 11 positions to come home 3rd, and Brady Link out of Waukon will finish 4th. Derek Dederman out of McGregor, Iowa will finish 5th, and Brandon Dietrich out of Waukon will finish 6th. Andrew Schmidt out of Elgin will finish 7th. Jason Schlangen out of Cresco will finish 8th. Dylan Clinton out of West Union will finish 9th. And Drew Keeker out of Stanley, Iowa will finish 10th. Picking up the USRA B-Mile win is Dan Hovden out of Decorah. Dale Schwaman coming in 2nd. If you haven't went out and listened to the Under the Helmet that Rev It Up did with Dale Schwaman, go ahead and do so on the YouTube page. Ben Modry coming in 3rd. Ashton Pank out of Elma coming in 4th. Travis Schulbrock out of West Union, Iowa coming in 5th. Braden Schottenbill out of New Hampton coming in 6th. Alex Weisinger out of Walker, Iowa coming in 7th. And Tim Hines out of Waukon coming in 8th. Jackson Carey out of Nashville coming in 9th. And Tyler Carey coming in 10th. World of Outlaw late mile results from Saturday from the Sharon Speedway. Bobby Pierce picking up the win from Oakwood, Illinois. Nick Hoffman coming in 2nd. Ryan Gostin from Marshalltown, Iowa coming in 3rd. And Tim McCready from Watertown, New York up 5 spots to finish 4th. Tyler Erb from New Waverly, Texas up 2 spots to finish 5th. And Dustin Sorensen from Rochester, Minnesota up 4 spots to get 6th. Dennis Erb Jr. from Carpentersville, Illinois will finish 7th. And Ethan Dodson from Bakersfield, California will finish 8th. Ryan Montgomery from Fairmont, West Virginia up 3 spots to finish 9th. And Zach Mitchell from Henry, South Carolina will finish 10th. Lucas Oil late mile results. Doubling down was the hometown hero, Dylan McCowan, up 4 spots to pick up the victory. Gary Albertson was right on his heels, though, in 2nd. Brandon Overton out of Evans, Georgia will come home 3rd. And Brandon Shepard 4th. Josh Rice out of Crittenton, Kentucky will finish 5th. And Clay Harris up 15 spots to finish 6th. Chase Younghands out of Manhattan, Kansas will finish 7th, up 5 spots. And Kyle Bronson out of Brandon, Florida up 9 spots to finish 8th. Hudson O'Neal out of Martinsville, Indiana will finish ninth, and Ricky Thornton Jr. up 13 spots to finish 10th. Hamilton County results: Dan Hudson from Decorah picking up the B-Mod win. Following him is the Dice Man, Harley Dice, in second. Ashton Pankow will finish third. Doug McCall from Webster City will finish fourth. Clay Beamer from Fairmont, Minnesota will finish fifth. Briar McCoy up 4 spots to finish sixth. Trevor Fecht out of Allison will finish seventh. Dustin Cruz from Baltic, South Dakota will finish eighth. Ted Gold from Shandall, Iowa will finish ninth. And Justin Brocknack from Zimmerman, Minnesota will finish 10th. Kyle Brown picking up the modified win. Joe Chisholm will finish second. Alex Williamson up 3 spots to finish third. Zach Brom will finish fourth. Parker Hale from Grand Meadow, Minnesota up 3 spots to finish fifth. And Jason Haney in the 12 will finish sixth, up 3 spots. Harley Dice will finish seventh after spinning out and driving all the way back to seventh. Duke Erickson from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, up 7 spots, finish eighth. And Troy Cordes out of Dunkerton will finish ninth. And David Brown will round out the top 10, up 4 spots. Hare Nation's Brandon Hare picking up the win in the USRA stock cars, up 3 spots. Derek Green gave Hare a charge on the last corner, but not enough, as Green was only able to go up 6 positions, but not 7, as Green will finish second. Andrew Inman will finish third. Todd Staley fourth. Jason Minahan out of Sheridan, Iowa will finish fifth. And Ronnie Schweizer out of Kansas City up 7 spots to finish sixth. Kelvin Lang out of Humboldt will finish seventh. And Scott Olson out of Blairsburg will finish eighth. Jesse Brown out of Nashua up 2 spots to finish ninth. And Parker Seigel out of Eagle Grove will finish 10th. Tyler Crimmins picking up the hobby stock win. Behind him is Riley Crimmins. Jake Blue coming home third. Scott Doble coming home fourth. Tanner Green fifth. Brandon Schur sixth. David Gillen seventh. And Kyler Grummett will round out the field in eighth. Deer Creek Speedway results: Mason Stockhausen picking up the win. Christopher Dean out of Manorville will come home second. Hunter Kennedy up 6 spots to come home third. Noah Grinstead out of Austin will come home fourth. And Jake Richards fifth. Dennis Dunbar sixth. Gage Model seventh. Spencer Stock out of Racine will come home eighth, up 3 spots. Corbin Ludeman will finish ninth. And Kyle Kletchka will finish 10th, up 4 spots. Lucas Schott back behind the wheel, driving the Wetstein at 69. And Nick Murgic will come home second as Lucas Schott picked up the win. Jim Chisholm of Osage will come home third. Keith Foss fourth, up 4 spots. Brad Waits will finish fifth. Ryan Wetstein up 3 spots to finish sixth. Ron Gerritsen Jr. will finish sixth, up 7 spots. Joe Ludeman will finish eighth. Landon Volkman will finish ninth, and Parker Foster will round out the top 10. Braden Jerry going back to back as he went up 7 positions to pick up the stock car win. Travis Shipman will come home second. Chris Hovden up 4 spots to get third. Corey Adams up 5 spots to get fourth. Andrew Ishins will finish fifth, up 5 spots. Xavier Trikel will come home sixth. Andrew Blease will come home seventh. Caden Nicious will come home eighth. Brady Williamson will come home ninth. And Cole Lonergan from Dexter will come home 10th. Luke Schluter from New Hampton picking up the hobby stock win. Behind him is the money man, Joshua Munson from Clear Lake, will finish second. Caden Helly from Gardner Villa will come home third, and Gavin Bartell fourth, up 4 spots. The doorman, Dane Curran from Cresco, up 2 spots to get fifth. Carter Johnsgard from Lewiston will get sixth. Jason Newkirk from Austin will finish 7th, up 4 spots, and Stacy Gorison from Stacyville will get 8th. Ryan Gorgson from Stacyville will get 8th. Rylan Curtin will come home 9th, and Seth Meyer will round out the top 10. Northern Lights invade the Mason City Motor Speedway. Picking up the win is Joe Chisholm out of Osage. He's up 4 spots. Jim Chisholm will follow him in second. Harley Dice ripping the top of the Mason City Motor Speedway to come home third, and Nick Murgic will come home fourth. Alex Williamson up 4 spots, come home fifth. Zach Brown will come home sixth. Ronnie Sanders will come home 7th, and Kyle Brown 8th. Darwin Carew will come home 9th, and Braden Claiborne from San Maria, California, up 5 spots to get 10th. Chance Hollins picking up the stock car victory. Behind him is Derek Green from Grenada. Travis Shipman from Mason City will come home third. Andrew Inman from Mason City will come home fourth. Brandon Hare from Elma will come home fifth. Kevin Olpine from Mason City sixth. Miles McHale from Fort Dodge, Iowa will come home seventh. Xavier Trickle from Green up 6 spots to come home eighth. Todd Staley from Webster City, Iowa will come home ninth up 7 spots. And Andrew Borkett will round out the top 10. Caden Brunner picking up the USRAB, my win. Good run for him. Harley Dice was hot on his heels, though, up 4 spots to finish second. Ben Modry up 4 spots to finish third. And Tanner Kosker from Chancellor, South Dakota will finish fourth, up 6 spots. Hunter Kennedy from St. Ansgar, Iowa will finish fifth. And Michael Wojtowski will finish sixth. Kylie Beamer from Fairmont, Minnesota will finish seventh, up 8 spots, and Zach Tanhill from Clear Lake will finish eighth, up 5 spots. Taylor Skauge from Caledonia will finish ninth, and Jake Richards from Lansing, Kansas will round out the top 10. Hobby stock special for guys who have not won a race. Picking up the win in that is Rylan Curtin. Coming home second is Dane Curtin. Coming home third is Caden Merton. Coming home fourth is Jeremy True. Coming home fifth is Jonathan Hines. They did the same thing there for the USRAB mods. Mike and Iverson out of Galesville picking up the win. Kylie Beamer coming home second. Summer Grady third. Colby Grady fourth. And the bad Brad Fast, number 21 of Leadfoot, Bradley Munkle out of Lime Springs will come home fifth. That is it for Rev It Up this week. You have a good opportunity to get out there and take in some races this upcoming week with Tuesday, Decora's fair races, Thursday, Casson fair races, and Friday night there's a slew of racetracks racing, and Saturday night, Deer Creek has their free night, and Sunday night, Mason City. So, a good opportunity for you to at least take in 5 races this week so you can have a little bit of a hell tour of your own, especially with this heat. Anticipated to be about 90 degrees this week. So, make sure you get and drink lots of fluids before you head to the racetrack to take in races. So, just get out there and support your local racetrack with all this great racing that we're going to be seeing here this week. So get out there and support your local racetrack. You've been listening to Rev It Up.